From the Second Glance, Part 4. While she was sleeping, she had a severe fever, which her mother treated with ice packs. The next morning, she had an exam at the end of the year. In the morning, Yasmin woke up and found her mother next to her asleep in the chair, and as soon as she moved next to her, the caring mother woke up. Her mother: "You woke up, my love. Don't say that you are going to university. You have been muttering incomprehensible words all night because of the severity of the fever. Yasmin: I have a very important exam, Mom." Yasmin went to university after performing the dawn prayer and praying to God to stand with her during the exam, and after she also quickly reviewed some notes. In the university, Yasmin showed some pain on her face. She sat next to Amira, whom she found in the cafe. "Amira, what's wrong with you? Why are you so pale? And why didn't you answer all my calls yesterday? I wanted to reassure you about the love of your heart." Yasmin: "Forget all that. There is no lover in the world who doubts his beloved." Then she told her what her stepfather had done to her. Amira: "The oppressor. There really is no mercy in his heart. But you should have let me pay the hospital expenses." Then signs of anger appeared on her face, so Amira resumed her speech. "Or do you let him be the one who pays her? I mean, didn't you remember your stepfather and his situation with you if you did not bring the money?" Yasmina: "I am the reason for what happened to him, and I must bear the consequences of my mistakes." At this moment, Ahmed came to apologize to her. "Yasmina, go away. There is no talking between us." Khaled then intervened. "Khaled, didn't she tell you to stay away from her? Don't you have any blood?" They grabbed each other, and at the beginning of the beating, Yasmin stood up and could barely... "Yasmin, leave me alone. I don't want to see either of you. You have made my life hell." Blood flowed from her nose. Amira quickly approached her, but she had fallen to the ground unconscious. Amira: "Ahmed, Khaled, help me. Yasmin is not breathing at all." Ahmed held her in his arms and checked her heartbeat, so he carried her in his arms, and Amira grabbed her things, while Khaled quickly went and got his car and to the nearest hospital. In the hospital, the first time the doctor came out of her, Ahmed, with great eagerness, could be seen from his eyes. "What's wrong with her?" "Doctor, she is suffering from internal bleeding due to partial fractures in her bones. I want to ask you a question. Was the patient severely beaten?" Amira: "Yes, doctor." "Doctor, we did everything necessary." The doctor left, and Yasmin was still unconscious. Ahmed: "Fractures, princess, due to a beating?" Khaled continued, saying, "Who would do that to an innocent angel like her?" Amira: "Her tyrannical stepfather." Ahmed: "You never told me that before. Why?" Amira: "For fear that she would feel sorry for her condition and give her money, and Yasmin is an extremely stubborn person." Khaled: "And he did that to her because she paid my hospital expenses yesterday?" Amira shook her head in agreement, but she was very sad. "Didn't I tell you that she is very stubborn?" Ahmed: "And her mother was not patient with him." Amira: "Yasmin is trying hard to save the lawyer's expenses for her mother's divorce from him, but he takes her money from her every step of the way and uses it to drink alcohol, play gambling, and everything like that." Both of them offered to help Yasmin in one way or another, but Amira made them swear to God not to do so, as if she had not mentioned anything to them. Otherwise, she would lose the only friend of her life. In Yasmin's room in the hospital, Yasmin is still unconscious. Ahmed, Yasmin, forgive me. I am the reason for everything you are in, and tears are flowing from his eyes. Khaled, rather, I am the reason for everything she is in. I want to make a confession to you. I am behind the false images. I could not see them with you. My heart was on fire. Yasmin, I promise to leave you alone as long as I live, but I will hold you in my heart with all respect, love, and appreciation. Tears flowed from his eyes due to the severity of her bad condition and remorse and regret for what he had done to her, for her heart had increased his worries over his worries. Amira called her mother to check on her daughter and tell her that she would stay with her for a few days until the exams were over. Yasmin regained consciousness and found Ahmed next to her, asleep and tired from staying up all night next to her. But she could not forget what she had experienced from him, as his words always resonated in her heart. Yasmin, please leave. I don't want to see you. He told her that he would leave as soon as Amira came to her, who had gone to her house to run some errands. Yasmin, don't worry, I will manage myself as soon as she returns. She tried to stand up but fell to the ground unconscious. She was still weak and in severe pain from what had happened to her. She regained consciousness for the second time and found Amira and Ahmed next to her. Yasmin, Amira, I want to go home. Because Amira knew her friend's full character, she did not want to argue with her, so she agreed with her to leave the hospital to her home. Ahmed had paid all the hospital expenses and prepared his car. Yasmin, Amira, where is your car? Amira, at university. Ahmed replied, I will connect you with a fellowship. Is that satisfactory to you? Yasmin did not respond. She was exhausted by the pain in her body. She was trying hard to hide her pain. Her condition made his heart hurt for her a lot, so he hid his tears, which he could not stop from time to time. They arrived home, and while she was getting out of the car, with Amira supporting her from her pain, her stepfather came. Her stepfather and alcohol have a terrible effect on his walk and speech. You whore, you get out of a luxury car and throw crumbs at me. Tears flowed from her eyes and blood from her nose as usual. Ahmed was quick to beat him up, but Amira stopped him and pointed out to Yasmin that she would be the one who would pay the price if he did that, the oppression of the loving young man who was unable to save his beloved from the sea of darkness in which she was. As for her mother's husband, he beat her again to the point that she fainted again. Ahmed, do you want money to let her live in peace? He threw more than 10,000 pounds in his face, and you get the same and more. Just leave her alone. I wonder what her stepfather's position was on what her lover did. How will Yasmin behave with Ahmed once she wakes up and learns about what he did with her stepfather? Where are Amira and her mother in all of this? All this and more in the 5th part of Love Stories at University.